Hi, Shirley here, and today I want to talk about the Mercury retrograde, the upcoming Mercury retrograde in Aquarius. I'm going to focus on the Aquarius aspect of it. I already did a video about Mercury in Aquarius itself and lapis lazuli. For the Mercury retrograde, I'm actually receiving a Scolecite crystal. It is a white crystal, and the theme of this retrograde of Mercury in Aquarius, going backwards from January 14 to February 3rd, is actually backward logic. Because Aquarius is all about, logic and statistics and science. It's also about large communities and the masses. And Mercury's communication and nervous system, our particular nervous system, our individual nervous system, and about things flipping. And Mercury is a trickster, can flip from one side to the other. So a Mercury backwards is basically having backwards logic or having fuzzy logic. And during every Mercury retrograde, things go a little strange, a little off. Common sense is not really common. But of course, when it happens on in Aquarius, that emphasizes the need to get into fuzzy logic, get into senses that are not so common. A good time to channel things, and a good time for counterintuitive decisions. The counterintuitive decision is going to do a lot more good than what seems to be logical and the perspective that you think, oh, I should do this, what Saturn would think. I should do this, I should do that. Let's go step by step, start small. Then the fuzzy logic is more about that Uranus strike. A sudden move, but it's not just a sudden move or a sudden rebellious move like Uranus. It's a counterintuitive sudden move of the individual that has effect on the masses. It's like that butterfly effect, the butterfly wings that affect the system. So how individual action taken following fuzzy logic can have a large impact on society or on the masses. How something that was decided perhaps on the rush can have a long-term Saturn, right? Aquarius is a Saturn ruled sign. Unexpected, Aquarius is also a Uranus ruled sign. A long-term unexpected results. So a series of events that takes place from individual action that is with a logic that is not so common. And that does not mean illogical logic. It does not mean bad logic. Working with Scolecite and inviting the energy of Scolecite actually makes sure that this fuzzy logic is in alignment with science, and I'm getting the word science here. So perhaps there's something medical or technological. A couple of things I can think of is the journey to Mars, the journey to the moon, the journey to other planets, colonies in space, and kind of like what do people think that they should do versus what's actually working to advance certain technologies or to advance humanity. And of course, medication. I've seen in a couple of places, and this is not biased perspective, I'm just giving you the information that I have, that I don't have explanation for. Even in the countries where there are the most lockdowns, or that the sky was closed, or that many people got booster shots, Still, the reports, if it's true or not, I don't know, but the reports are that people still got sick with COVID. And you would think, oh, but all the logical steps are like take a vaccine, close the skies, do a lockdown, and then that should go away. It didn't. And it's like, what's going on? So what works? So what works might not be, necessarily another booster shot. Now today I woke up to my other homeland, Israel, having the fourth booster shot. I'm sorry that I'm laughing, but it is funny. Whatever you think about vaccines, it is funny. It is the fourth shot for COVID that they are starting, to offer. I don't know if they're starting to offer it right now, or I'm like, I don't know, do I need another shot if I go back to Israel? I don't know. So the logical step is like, okay, what can we do? Maybe another booster shot, maybe another lockdown, maybe to close the skies, maybe, I don't know. It seems logical. It seems like if there is a viral infection, the more socially distant we become, the more it works. That's what Saturn in Aquarius thinks. Let's do something logical. Let's create distance within society so that viral thing cannot spread. But then, the virus is like... I'm kind of like giving it the third finger. And it's like, oh, no matter what that Saturn logic does, the virus is like still going up. So either somebody is giving us misleading data about what works and what doesn't, or that there has to be a counterintuitive form of action in the medical field. And Mercury going backward in Aquarius, when called on the energy of Scolecite, can give that counterintuitive step. And counterintuitive is not just with Aquarius is a very radical sign. Both the Saturnian aspects of it, the long-term implications on large society, the giant form of society. This is not your Gemini sociable sign. It's masses, the masses. And the Uranian, sudden. But this is not a sudden eruption like a local volcano. It's something like sudden, swift in the climate change. That sort of sudden, cosmic change. And so there's a lot of radicalism. So that move can be a radical move that is illogical. It seems illogical. It's counterintuitive and crazy. It seems crazy, but the crazy works. So on the time of the Mercury retrograde, expect actions of people, because it is Mercury, it's a personal sign. So actions of individuals that are kind of flipping the course of things and doing something that seems absolutely crazy, but that crazy works. And Scolecite can invite in that sort of crazy that is not psychotic or psychosis, but rather innovative and groundbreaking. So it can be a business move if Mercury is ruling or is located in your second house. It can be something to do with the environment where you live in. If it's, if you had, let's say, like me, Gemini, at the fourth house. It can be a certain sort of partnership if it rules, let's say, your seventh house. More through Gemini than through Virgo, I'm receiving. But it can also be that Virgo-ish thingy of the God is in the detail. One sudden detail. One detail that you pay attention to, actually. Not that you forget, or you pay attention to one detail as a Virgo thing that changes the course of action that you take because of that one detail, and then it changes the whole phase of your strategy or the whole phase of the outcome. And with that particular Mercury retrograde, the outcome is actually positive. The outcome is, it's like that story about, you know, a couple of grown-up engineers trying to work on a product, and work days and days and days, and then one of their 12-year-old kids just plays with something, and, you know, they find a solution. That's that Mercury retrograde. It's like everybody's so busy trying to think what to do, and it kind of gets the problem is so embedded in their system that they cannot look at it with fresh eyes. And then suddenly that Mercury comes with its backward logic, and it's like, oh, let's try this. And they're like, but this is crazy. And they try it anyway, and it works. So that can be the effect. You should look at where is Aquarius in your chart, at where is Mercury in your natal chart, because if it is activated by a certain Time Lord, then that can bring up the meaning of Mercury in your natal chart. Where is Gemini and Virgo in your chart? Those places are activated, and you're required to call in the energy of Scolecite and think of those crazy things that come into mind and act on them. With that sort of position, that sort of crazy, if your natal chart is either finely aspected, or if you are already grown, like past your first Saturn return or Saturn maturation, which I will also speak about in another video, then you should be equipped to deal with that transit and make something wonderful out of it. Not all Mercury retrogrades are like something you should go like, oh, there it goes again, I cannot sign contracts, I cannot this, I cannot that. On this one, you may actually even find yourself signing a contract, which seems like a crazy thing to do. But it can be something that would be so unique. Maybe signing a patent, or signing a contract that has a sort of conditions that seem illogical, but they work for you better than a contract that you would sign in other times. And it can be a temporary contract. It doesn't have to be something long term. So that is what I'm receiving about this transit. And if you want to know more about what I do, you can click the subscribe, like and share and comment down below. Where's Aquarius in your chart? I'll see you in my next video. Bye.